Good morning. It is Thursday. It's March 18th, and we are reading the first two verses of Isaiah chapter 56. And this prophet is reminding God's people about the importance of obedience, that it is obedience that holds the covenant that God has established together from our end, right? So God will never break God's covenant to be our God, to lead us forward. All the things that God promises will never be broken, but you and I to live into that covenant requires us to be faithful, to be obedient to what God asks. And here the prophet says that we are to maintain justice, that we are to do what is right if we want salvation. And that beyond that, then the prophet says you'll be happy if you hold true to the Sabbath, if you worship God, if you keep yourself from doing evil, if you remain rooted in righteousness, if you remain aware of God's justice and God's goodness, and you live toward others in a way that reflects God's justice, goodness, and righteousness. You know, a lot of people in our world who claim to be Christians believe that it is enough to confess Christ, to believe in God. But again and again, the scriptures say, that's okay. That's a good starting point, is to believe in God. But ultimately, you have to live in a way that puts your money where your mouth is. You have to do the things God asks us to do. And so it's a question of, how do I hold on to righteousness? How do I maintain these things that God asks me to do on my side of this covenant of life? What is it that God asks of me to help preserve justice and fairness and truth, not just for me personally, but for the communities that I am a part of? Because that is a faithful witness, a faithful life toward God. How do I hold on to righteousness?